Welcome to the Commercial Gas Engineer channel. I'm going to take you on a tour around this plant room and also show you some problems I had. So on this particular boiler, an EVO Max, I had a fault. It turned out that I had two faults on it, but I also had a leaking condensate. Can you see the crack there? That's the crack I had to deal with. I thought it was being a pinhole leak, but it was quite a crack, so I either have to cut it and get some pipe. But I was only at this site for a day, so I didn't really have much time for that. Plus I had problems on the boiler to fix. So I was looking for a quick fix on this pipe with what I had. I didn't have any epoxy on me. Have you got any ideas what I did? I'll show you in a moment. So boiler 2 was an EVO Max 2. And I wanted to see what fault code it had. So I went to the faults. And it said fault 30, 305 counts, fault 42, 123 counts, fault 53, 35 counts. Then the details of what time the fault occurred, fault 39 and fault 42. So I found that the last lockout was fault 39, overheat. So I was going to reset it, but obviously I wanted to log what fault it was first before I hit the reset button. The pump had a quick feel to see if there was much vibration, but I was going to do more extensive checking on it later. I was also looking for the valves. I see the isolation for the gas there, but then I needed to find the isolation for the flow and return to make sure they were open. And they were open. That's one valve. So I hit the reset button. And then I got another fault code, which was flame loss during operation. So I focused on the first fault that appeared, and that was it overheating. So I wanted to make sure the pump was circulating. And it was. I didn't check the amps on the pump, but I was satisfied once putting my screwdriver in that there was enough movement. So you can see the pump was circulating. It wasn't spraying across the room or anything. It was circulating quite well. I mean, I could have gone as far as taking the pump off, had a look inside, but it looked like it was operating well. I could have also checked the amps on it, like I said before, to see if it was in line with what the manufacturers state. I could have also got my clip-on thermometers to check the circulation throughout the boiler, the flow and return and so on, as it can be more accurate. So here's the temperature and the boiler cable on after I vented the pump. I had a lot of water in the plant room, so this is from the condensate leak, so to just clean up ever so slightly. Always make yourself comfortable and safe. I turned boiler 2 off and I decided to focus on the lockout fault on the boiler. So I know that these tend to get flame loss when either there's no gas to the boiler or insufficient gas, or the condensate's blocked, or that there's a problem with the probes, or the burner needs a wash down. So I didn't want to go into the burner. I could, but that's going to be my last resort because that's the hardest thing to do. So what I started with was I was going to focus on the condensate trap and on cleaning the probes. I had no spare probes, so I thought I would clean the probes. Whilst I was inside the case, I also vented the boiler because the vent seemed to be closed, the manual vent. So I opened that up. The condensate trap. Let's get the condensate trap out and give it a wash down. The ball isn't stuck, but the condensate trap could do with a clean. So I'm just using the filling loop in order to top this up. It's not always easy to find water in a plant room, but it tends to be there. Okay, that's all done. My ball ran away from me. Gonna get the washer back on and the condensate trap back together, so that's in the right place. So there's the condensate trap where it should be. And then I proceeded to start taking out the probes. So I had the probes out and I gave them a clean. Ignition and detection were both cleaned. Then I moved on to cleaning out the Magna Clean because there were flow and return issues. The temperature was rising far too quickly. I thought I'd give the Magna Clean a wash out and also to just see the system's condition. You can see that isolation, that lever isolation valve was letting by. And then we have a commissioning valve here that needs isolating. So that should stop the water in the system. But just to be sure, I'm going to also isolate the Magna Clean's isolation valves if I can get to it. Yes, I could just about get to the one at the top. Lovely, got to that. And then the one at the bottom. Sorted. Okay. Should be able to do that with my hand now. Yes. Okay. Now, I should vent it, but I'm going to just open it up because I don't have my vent key to hand. It should be fine. Open slowly. Don't see anything gushing out, so let's see the condition of that. Okay, looks like it needed a clean. How much that would slow the flow and return down, I don't know. Much cleaner now. Okay, it's not perfect, but it is much better than before. So I turned off boiler 1 in the meantime and put some silicone on the cracked pipe to let it go off and set. And I watched the boiler for some time to make sure that it wasn't going to overheat or lock out, and it was staying quite steady, so I was quite happy. I do want to go back and visit the boiler in a few days to see how it's doing, but I believe that the problem is solved. And the condensate trap stopped leaking as well, so I was happy about that. So it wasn't overheating, it wasn't locking out an ignition, but this boiler probably does need a full clean out. So as you can see, it's still running, so I was happy. And it was also igniting. I know the first ignition it wasn't too pleased, but then the second ignition it started to work, so I was happy with that. Let me take you on a tour of the plant room now. So the boiler has some interesting pipework. I'm not sure what this type of pipework is. It looks like plastic pipework on the heating pipework, but I'm not sure what it's called. Let me know if you know in the comments. So some strange temperatures on this heating buffer vessel. Have a look. It was like at 40 Celsius. It's quite a massive vessel. Let's walk around it. There's the pipework again. And then here's another temperature gauge. Some pumps around there. Let's take a little walk around to that. Hopefully we don't bang our heads. So going round, got a sort of, what should I say, counter or meter there, should I say. And then you got some pumps here. Biomass pump 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, each boiler has a Magna Clean on it. Alright, gas meter. We found the gas meter. It's a big one. And do remember that if it says M160, that means it's a U60 meter. Always remember that. People get confused sometimes. So that's the gas meter, a massive U60 meter. Okay, we have a flow meter, a gas flow meter there. Okay, we've got the solenoid here, the gas solenoid. It's quite big. What size is it? It even says on there solenoid. Okay, it is a DN, diameter nominal 100, with a pressure nominal of 16. We follow it up and it says flow meter. Lovely. A butterfly valve next to it, and then a point for testing. And then we follow the pipework round here. Then it comes through here to a regulator. And then we have a, looks like a gate valve. Then it goes through the wall. Lovely. And looking up, we've got some valves. Okay, then we've got some expansion vessels here. Heating expansion vessel. And then another heating expansion vessel. And then another one. And another one. Then we have another one of those nice bits of plastic pipework and a valve on it. And then working our way here, we got a hot water vessel. Expansion vessel. What size is it? 400 litres. 2 of those. And then what do we have over here? Have a pump that used to be. It says hot water, something kind of okay, so we've got those pumps. And then down here, what do we have down here? Alright, this looks like some form of hot water cylinder. And then you can see the destratification pump there. They've even labelled it for you. I don't usually see labels like that. Water heater. So they've quite clearly put labels around it so that you can understand what you're looking at. Then we've got a three-way valve here. Who's that by? Not sure what company that is, but here's a three-way actuator and then the valve. And then here, this looks like the low loss header with a automatic air vent on the top. What does it say? Low loss header. I haven't walked around this plant room before and really scanned it, so it's interesting because sometimes you see things in plant rooms you don't normally see or what you've not seen before. They're not always the same. What's that? Was that a strainer I saw there? Yep, we've got a line strainer there. And then what do we have here? What is this? A water heater 2. Okay, so we've got another water heater. That looks like the destratification pump. And there's a SB valve there. Is that a three-way valve? Yep, three-way SB valve. And then remember, the destratification is to balance out the temperature from top to bottom in the cylinder to like a bit of an equilibrium. I made a video on that as well. Okay, there was some more pumps around there. What do we have here? What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, so what's around here? All right, let's keep looking. Then there's a BMS panel over there. And then over here, this looks like some form of water softener. Hydros plant. Okay. Hydros HD 550. Okay. What does this say? What do we have here? What's Hydros plant? All sorts of things in here. Yeah, I don't know too much about water softeners, but I do know there's an alarm going off on it. And it seems to have to be inside a glass. And there's some chemicals in here. What does that chemical say? Does it say chlorine? Something to do with chlorine. And then that one there. There's keys and so on, and padlocks. Okay. Not seen one of these in a glass before. Let me know what you know about these if you know anything about it. Okay, Gromfest, that may be some sort of pump. Okay, that's something I don't fully understand there. Then what are these? Like some cold water boosters possibly. Okay. And there is a storage tank. There's a storage tank here. Okay. Yeah, we have a standby pump switch here on another tank. This looks like some form of brake tank. And what does it say here? Rainwater harvest day tank. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me. Until next time. Bye.